Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Been a long time coming, but it's here. This is an exact identical ECG reading capable, blood oxygen, sleep apnea, everything you've wanted to see in the Spovan Blade. You remember that one? I basically talked about that one about anytime anybody wants to know about a really good health band. That's the one I refer. This P10 is basically identical to the Spovan Blade. The P10 now is a Bakeey product, Bakeey P10 from Banggood, and in the show notes I'll have a link for you to pick it up, hopefully with a coupon discount on here. It does ECG, PPG, blood oxygen using red diodes. It's definitely the cat's meow. Looking at all of the specs for it here. Just like the Spovan Blade, it runs with the H-band app or H-band 2. I did tell you that they discontinued the H-band 2 and it's all just the H-band now. But if you're lucky enough to have a copy of the H-band 2 on your phone or something, don't upgrade it to the H-band. Leave it separate because they can tether separately to two different devices, which I'll be showing you later. The languages supported are here. It does the HRV index, ECG and PPG heart rate monitor, blood pressure, everything. And most importantly, just like the Spovan Blade, you can do an ECG chart live, full-time, strapped to your chest, actually attached to your body, as opposed to worn on your wrist. Let's jump into it and take a look. In the box, called Smart Life, we have a lot of stuff. Let's see. We've got a card, we've got another little card, and then we've got the product. Inside here is the little chiclet itself. This is it. Everything is run with this little module. And here we've got a band, of course, that we can put on it. I'm just going to take this thing out. And we will attach it. That's how we wear it on the arm. And then we've got the little tray here. And this is the thing that we attach this into. And all of a sudden, you got all kinds of capability. You'll be able to touch and do an ECG chart just from here. Or you'll be able to connect this into a mountable chest strap or chest device, or an actual strap that goes around your waist. That stuff's here in the black bag. Getting you excited? I hope so. Inside here is a manual we'll look at in a moment. Go through all of that. Underneath, oh wow, there's even little cutouts that they didn't push through. Oh, this would be fun for your little child to play with, right? Comes with everything. And then in here is most likely the charging stuff. Yep, that's it. A charging wire. Now, unlike the Spovan Blade, where you pull off the straps and stick it into charge, this one actually comes with a charging wire. So you got choice now. You've got choice of all kinds of ways of doing basically the same thing, which we're going to show you. Now, let's get into here. I've got a card in Chinese and in English, and it talks about how you wear it, where you want to wear the band on your wrist, the straps, the mounting into this thing, holding it to get the electrode connection, and then the chest illustration uses this same thing, and you attach these suction cup or sticky cups, and you put it on your chest right there, and the chest strap, you put it in here, and then you attach this on a strap that wraps around your waist and holds it on there, and you can measure it that way. So all kinds of different ways: wrist, holding it with your hand, attaching it, or strapping it on to get a decent ECG chart. And you'll see in a moment on the watch the mode that you pick to get that continuous ECG thing happening. Little warranty card, manual, user's manual. That goes across, it looks like. Nice, colorful thing. And we'll just run you through this so you have it on record. There's the QR code that you scan depending on your device. And again, it's the H-band app that's being used. Some color pictures showing you what the different screens look like. And they just cycle through that. You have some options that you can choose from the app to make some changes to what you see. Okay. A little bit more here. Yeah, there's holding it. This is where it differentiates from the other products, that you can actually hold it for getting a reading. There's the proper mounting or positioning for getting your heart information when you're sitting calmly. And here is something different. You see that you can add a stopwatch to the watch. It's not set up for that right now, but in the app you can do that. And it's identical on the Spovan Blade as well. It's the only two that you can also add a stopwatch feature to it. And you have a selection of the different watch faces there. And I'll just show you here so we don't go through all of those online. Okay, and I think that's it. Now, let's, we got to dive into here and just show you the components that come in this box. Okay, I bought the one that has the strap. So if you get the one that is for the chest mount, you'll basically get these little stick-em things. There's 2 in each bag, and this came with 3 of them. And you will snap them right in here, and they're sticky on the underside. Peel it off, here, and stick it on. Okay, but if you get the strap, a little extra money when you buy it, and I would recommend getting this since you're getting all set up for it, you're going to have the same kind of thing. You're going to be able to snap this thing directly on here, okay? And then wrap this around, and it looks like it's got a sticky kind of surface here with some plates underneath that are going to be touching your skin to make that contact. And then, of course, it's an adjustable strap from there. And the module will be sitting in here. And it'll remotely be sending the ECG to your phone. You can watch it live on your phone. But for right now, I'm going to make it into a watch so we can compare it with the Spovan and show you some other stuff. Okay, here they both are. Not meaning for this to be a comparison video, but there's really no way I can review this one, which is identical to this one, unless we actually do a bit of a comparison. I got the band on. It's removable bands on this one with the clip, which means they're interchangeable. If you want to use a different kind of band, the same size, you can do that. The Spovan Blade, you have to pull the tips off. They're not interchangeable. And they're on here really tight. There we go. So I prefer the bands like this, and I wanted to take these off to show you that in the mount that you have for doing the chest hookup, you have to literally take the band off. You slide this in here and in here, and you set it on there, and that makes contact, and now you can attach that to your chest and use it remotely. This one now, and I just tested it, you can leave the bands on. You just simply snap it in, and now you can use it again if you have these kind of things on it directly on the chest, or you can put it in the band itself. I touched that, it turned it on. That's how you touch it. You touch it for a couple of seconds and it'll turn on. So it's already on right now. This we have to pop out of here, and it's a little tight, not too bad. And there we go. And I'm just going to run with this one like this. Where's up on this? Okay. Different watch faces, and you notice it has that push unlock. That's a feature that you can set up on the app, only on these 2 bands. There's a lot of them that use the H-band app, but only this one, these 2. Well, come here, you. Oh, they're not behaving. I don't have any step count on this one. I have a little bit on that one, and it's so fast. So I'm going to be quiet and try to go through these so you can see they are exactly the same displays There's last night's sleep time on both watches, blood oxygen. Here's where you do the ECG, and here is the mode you enter if you're going to do it strapped to your body. And darn, it just went back again. The last thing is a power off button. So the hardware is different, but the software is identical inside. And in terms of what it does and how it interfaces with the app, I got them set up in the H-band and the H-band 2 app. Now, the Spovan Blade is the H-band app, and this is last night's results. And I've seen this weird thing happening in the sleep cycle. I don't know what it is. I'm wearing it too tight or too loose or something funky, but it has a period where it just shows that I'm awake, but I'm not. And I'm getting that on both of them. This is the Spovan Blade reporting it. Here is last night's sleep time from the P10. You can see that the H-band 2 has a little bit different display of how it's showing your heart rate and such. Here it's more of a continuous line. Blood pressure, blood oxygen, heart rate variability. This is the P10 showing that. And of course, when you go into blood oxygen, you can see your sleep apnea points. I had 4, according to this, as an indicator. This is some of the other data that you get. I'm rushing through it because you've seen this before, and you can go over and watch the review on the Spovan Blade and see all of this in much more detail, and I move much more slowly and explain everything that you're seeing here. But both of them use basically the same app. I could switch and hook one to H-band and the other to H-band 2. They're interchangeable. The apps are the same. And the data accumulated is the same. Now, when we go into the ECG, this is where it gets interesting. Here's where I could do a test by just say start testing, and when I hit this button, it activates the test. And of course, this has to be making contact, and I have to be touching the third electrode for that part of it to work. And that's what we do when we have it on the wrist. Same thing here. You got the 2 plates, and you touch the electrode. Now, when you have this thing strapped in to the chest unit, these electrodes are on your body, and I presume we have touched the electrode on the front. I don't know. We haven't done that yet. That's a future video. I'm going to be showing you the chest mount for the Spovan Blade, the P10 with the actual belt, and also the gold standard. This is the WellU Check Me Pro that has a strap as well that you plug in here, and you get an ECG chart across the screen on this one too. And this is FDA listed. This is what I would use as my reference confirmation about a solid ECG signal, and we could compare and see how closely these signals are to that. But that's a future video. This one is to introduce you once again to the P10. Okay, it's a Bakeey P10, and it does all of the biometric information, all the vital sign reading that you've come to expect. What's really cool is the heart rate uses the green diodes. The blood oxygen uses the red diode and the infrared diode. You saw it light there for just a second. Okay, I went past it. And it's that red diode technology that allows us to get all that detailed information in 2 places, the heart rate variability here with the Lorenz scatter diagram that can be produced every night and compared against these different types, which you can go into and get an explanation of what it may mean regarding your particular heart health. Again, this is advisory information and not diagnostics, but you can just compare. Is this more like a rocket or a comet? I can't tell. It looks like pretty thick on both ends. Maybe it's a torpedo. No, it's not a torpedo. Anyway, you just have fun with it. Check it out. You can get your heart rate data actually shown in milliseconds per every 10 minutes that it's doing the test. And what's really, really fun about this, and the blood oxygen stuff actually is the sleep apnea points that you see in those little yellow dots. If it gets deep enough, severe enough, a big enough drop, it can trigger a vibration in the band. Both of them work the same way, and it's a good solid vibration, and it can wake you up when you're holding your breath from an apnea event. And that's really, really cool. You get your overall blood oxygen concentration. You get an evaluation, like for example, my respiratory rate is relatively low, should be 18 to 26, but I tend to talk a lot. No, really? So I'm able to hold a breath, and I could go for a really long time without ever having to take another breath because I just hold the oxygen really well, and that results in me having a very long and extended breathing cycle time. So I do have a very long respiratory rate. That was one breath. Okay. Where do you get this puppy? Banggood, of course. Thank you, Banggood, so much for sending this one out. I've been looking for something comparable to the Spovan Blade. We all have, and now we've got it. It's a different format. Pros and cons between the two. Check the show notes for the buying link, and if you use our link, it helps us out in getting more of this stuff. So, yeah, this is the encouragement to, if you like this thing and you learned about it here, to use our link if you can. This one... I told you about the Mrs. Tick shock factor in another video. When this is on your wrist with the bands on it, because how it protrudes, it just sucks in there really nice. And if I'm rolling over, it doesn't move very well, or very much. So you don't get any light coming out from the green and the red diodes. So the shock factor is really low, 1 maybe. What is the shock factor? It's shocking Mrs. Ticks when I roll over and this big green light flashes in her eyes and she goes, "Whoa, what was that?" This one, it's a little wider. It still protrudes a little bit, but even strapped tight, which you don't want to make it over tight, if it wiggles a little bit, the green light does shine. You get up to go to the bathroom, you can just hold it like this, point your wrist down, and light your path to the bathroom. It works that way. Oh, wow. I guess I touched something, and wow, it's just going off on me. I'm too close to there you saw the power off button. Oh, and the sleep time and everything. Oh, by the way, that exercise thing, it's a joke. It's only one thing, and it's not really measuring anything except time versus calories burned with heart rate, I believe. There, press and enter. You don't get selections of running and cycling and walking. You just basically get time, heart rate, and then it goes away too quickly. But it is in there if you want to do a fitness thing. So, I think I told you everything, where to get it, what it comes with, and you can buy it with the strap or just with the pads. It'll come either way, but I recommend getting the strap. We are going to test this thing out with the strap, this one with the pads, and this baby, the Check Me Pro, with the connection belt that it comes with Whoa. Okay, it's trying to do an ECG for me right now. There we go. See how accurate this thing is? I mean, it's a clean signal that comes through on this one, and it's a connection point for just doing a quick and dirty in your hand kind. But when you have it all strapped together, it's even better. You've been watching Smartwatch Ticks. We got a lot of good stuff coming your way, and this one in particular, the P10, is available right now. It's a really good price overall. Get it with the strap, get it without it, and you're good to go. Okay, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.